The moment was devastatingly clear. Jin, the eldest member of BTS, could no longer hold back his emotions. He broke down in front of everyone, his tears shocking not only those who were present, but also millions of ARMYs worldwide once the footage began circulating. The question immediately emerged: what had happened to Jungkook that could bring Jin, the group's pillar of composure, to such a public and raw display of grief? Could this signal a crisis within BTS, or something far greater involving the industry that has relied so heavily on their global influence? Jungkook's absence was the first red flag. Fans noticed he was missing from a key schedule where his presence had been confirmed days before. At first, theories ranged from illness to simple schedule changes, but the situation quickly escalated when internal sources hinted that Jungkook might have been intentionally sidelined from upcoming activities. This alone would have been enough to raise alarms, but then came Jin's reaction, and the fandom's world turned upside down. According to multiple witnesses, Jin addressed the situation directly, his voice breaking as he expressed his frustration and sadness over what had just occurred. This was no carefully crafted statement, no neutral acknowledgement. It was a deeply emotional response that made clear that something serious had unfolded behind the scenes. For a member who has consistently embodied calm professionalism to be visibly in tears, many concluded that the situation must be critical. But the question remains: was Jungkook removed from HYB's plans? And if so, why? Theories began to spread almost instantly. Some analysts speculated that Jungkook's growing solo success had disrupted internal dynamics, making his individual career too dominant compared to other projects under the same label. Others suggested personal or contractual disagreements, though no direct evidence has yet been made public. The silence from official channels has only fueled speculation, allowing social media to craft its own narrative, one that now centers on the possibility of betrayal, exclusion, and deep internal conflict. What complicates the matter further is the timeline of events leading up to Jin's emotional breakdown. Jungkook had recently completed a series of high-profile appearances that were widely regarded as some of the strongest of his career. His fan engagement was at record-breaking levels, streaming numbers were climbing, and industry experts predicted that the coming months would mark a new peak in his global influence. To see him suddenly removed from promotional material and group schedules seems, at best, illogical, and at worst, deliberate. Could Jungkook have become a target within his own environment? Jin's words, or rather, his decision to speak at all, seemed to confirm that what happened was not a simple misunderstanding. Those present said he pleaded for fairness, hinting that Jungkook was not at fault and deserved to be respected. The emotional gravity of his statement sent shockwaves across the ARMY community, who immediately mobilized to protect Jungkook's image, trending global messages of support and calling for transparency from those responsible for managing BTS's affairs. The emotional impact on fans has been intense. Many have expressed heartbreak over seeing Jin so vulnerable, describing his tears as the most painful part of the entire ordeal. Others have turned their pain into action, urging boycotts of official content until more information is released. The fandom has rarely been this united or this determined in demanding answers, but as powerful as this collective reaction is, it raises a difficult question. Are fans reacting to a fully confirmed truth, or to a narrative that has been amplified by speculation and social media virality? The video clips of Jin crying, for example, lack timestamps, leaving open the possibility that they were taken out of context from a different event. Witness reports, while emotionally compelling, remain unverified and may be influenced by the intensity of the moment. Is it possible that ARMYs are unintentionally building a crisis from fragments of information that do not tell the entire story? This uncertainty puts the fandom in a complicated position. On one hand, staying silent feels like abandoning Jungkook at a critical time. On the other, Acting too quickly could escalate tensions unnecessarily or even cause harm to the group's cohesion. Which is the greater risk? Overreacting to incomplete information or failing to act when a member is in need? The media environment only complicates matters. Platforms like TikTok, Twitter, and YouTube thrive on rapid emotional engagement, and this incident has proven to be the perfect storm for virality. Every clip, every theory, every piece of fan analysis generates millions of views and comments. But does this viral cycle help bring clarity? Or does it distort reality by prioritizing the most dramatic interpretations? Could it be that the narrative is being shaped as much by algorithmic incentives as by real events? Regardless of the truth, one fact is undeniable. Jin's reaction has turned this into an international conversation. His tears are now a symbol, either of real injustice or of the immense pressure that comes with life in the public eye. For ARMY, they have become a rallying point, a call to protect Jungkook and demand accountability. The next days and weeks will be critical. If HYB or other insiders fail to clarify the situation, speculation will only intensify and the emotional toll on fans, and potentially on BTS themselves, could grow worse. Will Jaehyun speak again, perhaps in a more formal setting, to provide context for his emotional display? Will Jungkook break his silence, reassuring fans or confirming their worst fears? And perhaps the most difficult question of all, what if this entire narrative is revealed to be exaggerated or even false? How will ARMY reconcile the intensity of their reaction with the reality of the situation? Could their collective outrage, however well-intentioned, have caused more harm than good? This incident is more than a moment of celebrity news. It is a test of how we as a global audience process information in real time. It challenges us to reflect. Do we believe what we see because it is true, or because it is emotionally powerful? Are we capable of waiting for facts before passing judgment, or has the speed of modern media made patience impossible? For now, the world waits. Jungkook's silence hangs heavy, Jin's tears linger in memory, and ARMY's collective heart beats with both anger and fear. Whether this moment becomes a turning point in BTS's history or a cautionary tale about the dangers of unchecked speculation remains to be seen. One thing is certain, this story is not over, and the next chapter will determine whether the tears shed today were a warning of something far greater or a misunderstanding that spiraled beyond control.